Welcome to Smart in the City, the Babel podcast where we bring together top actors in the smart city arena, sparking dialogues and interactions around the stakeholders and themes most prevalent for today's citizens and tomorrow's generations. I am your host, Tamlin Shimizu, and I hope you will enjoy this episode and gain knowledge and connections to accelerate the change for a better urban life. Smart in the City is brought to you by Babel Smart Cities. We enable processes from research and strategy development to co-creation and implementation. To learn more about us, please visit the Babel platform at babel-smartcities.eu. Today, I am in the beautiful city of Barcelona once again, and I'm at the Smart City Expo World Congress and Tomorrow Mobility. At Babel, we have been working on a really cool project, a very interesting initiative, and a newly created network called CIVINET Iberia. We're pleased to manage the secretariat of the network and are working to expand the network and make it focused on very meaningful topics for our ambassadors and for the other members. CIVINET Iberia is the local network of civitas in Spain and Portugal, whose central purpose is to promote sustainable mobility in both countries through exchange between key actors, community building, and training. This network will boost collective expertise, equipping cities with the necessary tools to put mobility at the heart of decarbonization. If you want to know more about the network, stay tuned. At the end of the episode, we'll also share more details on how you can get involved. And of course, we'll link everything in the show notes. Also, I have to give thanks to Fiera Barcelona, the organizers of the Smart City Expo, for inviting us to also be media partners here and for recording the podcast episodes here. So I am pleased to introduce you to two of our ambassadors from our network, representing both the Spanish and the Portuguese side of this multilingual network. First, I have Pedro Moreira. He is the head of Transport Authority and Mobility Management at the city of Braga in Portugal. Welcome, Pedro.
Thank you. Thank you for your invitation, and I'm very glad to be here.
Happy to have you. And next up, I have Cristina Alvarez-Requena. She's the CEO of Las Rozas in Nova, which is the municipal company of the City Council of Las Rozas. Welcome, Cristina.
Hello. Thank you very much. A pleasure to be with you today.
Yeah, pleasure to have you. So I have a little teaser question to get us started. And it's a very silly question. It's if Braga and Las Rozas were animals, which animals would they be and why? Pedro, would you like to start?
Well, that's a tricky question. I think I'm gonna say a tiger. Yeah, because I think this kind of animal really dominates the
jungle.
The jungle, exactly.
Yeah, the jungle of smart cities. Yeah,
the jungle of smart cities, and the cities are really a jungle of mobility. So I think the tiger will be my option.
Braga the tiger. I like it. All right, Las Rozas, which animal?
Las Rozas, the lion. I would have said the lion. Yeah, as my first idea. Yeah, because of the strong strength of the animal and the leading as well.
Yeah.
Because Las Rozas is now known in Spain as the, sorry for the word, but the leader of the innovation in Spain and smart city issues and sustainability and so on. So we feel like a lion in the jungle as well.
Yeah, leader of the pack, right? Well, you're the lion of like the safari, and Braga can be the tiger of the jungle, right?
Jungle.
Okay,
Exactly.
perfect.
So we are perfectly
aligned
in the ecosystems of the world.
Perfect. I love it. So I want to start off with giving the audience a little bit of intel into your backgrounds, your stories, what led you into your role today. So Pedro, would you like to start and give us a little info about you?
Yes, briefly. My main degree is on industrial management. That is the kind of degree that help us to understand how the systems work, and we have this logistical part that I get more in detail with my master's degree in transportation. So after that, mobility was just a natural step in my career. Then Braga is one of the most interesting cities in Portugal to work on these types of subjects. So for me, it was also a pleasure to start working on that in Braga. In a period of several changes, also national level and regional level. So I'm happy to follow all these new developments together with our citizens in the city.
Absolutely. And so you're not from Braga originally, but you work there now.
Yeah, I'm not from Braga, but I work there
for a long
right now for more or less 5 years.
Very good.
And right now, I really feel that Braga is the place to do things in mobility.
Very good. Yeah. And you're everywhere and really engaging with so many important stakeholders internationally as well. So obviously a very good asset for Braga to have is yourself. So Cristina, I'd love to hear a little bit about your background and your role.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm a PhD engineer and I have been working in innovation projects the last 20 years in an international company. And now I'm the CEO of the municipal company of innovation in the city of Las Rozas. So my background is all in innovation. And Las Rozas Innova is in charge of developing and carrying out the innovation projects in the city, and which is a medium-sized city, Las Rozas. It's in the outskirts of Madrid, the capital, so it has an interesting place to commute and to have the mobility system. The municipal company develops projects of sustainable mobility, energy, digitalization, entrepreneurships as well. And it also implements processes of public procurement of innovation and energize the ecosystem as well, always in the context of innovation. And as you can see, we are the tool that the city council needs to implement, to be the forefront of the city and in new projects and the smart city.
Yeah, very interesting how this relationship works between Las Rozas Innova and the city of Las Rozas as well. So
tool.
Yeah, absolutely. Good. So let's dive in a little bit to the CIVINET. Pedro, what do you think? You're involved in, I know, many EU initiatives, networks, that kind of thing. Why do you think it's important for Braga to be a part of the CIVINET Iberia? Like, what extra value can it bring?
Well, first of all, being part of these EU networks and initiatives naturally brings lots of advantages. Firstly, in financial terms. So we're talking about a country or a city that still needs support to develop the projects and to implement concrete actions in the field. So we need resource support from the EU. That's vital for our development. And being part of these networks, we can have access to cities also that have common issues, that have common problems. And we need to find between them some partnerships. Sometimes we find cities that not only have those common problems, but they know how to solve things, and they are right in the process of solving things. So we can always count on them to teach us, or we can obviously transmit our knowledge to other cities. And this is the kind of thing that makes this completely different from working alone. Working alone, sometimes we are very close to make things happen. So if we work in a network with partners from other cities, from other countries, we get to know each other in this kind of networks. We realize if there is some empathy and common ways of working, this would obviously add value to the cities. Regarding CIVINET Iberia Portugal, we know that there are always some cities that they are less active in this kind of networks. So CIVINET can be a channel of bringing together some cities that are more local, are smaller, but if they are together, they will understand that being together allows them to raise their voice and to find common projects that could be really supported at national or international levels. So there's a need for big cities to find solutions between other cities, smaller cities that sometimes are up at the upfront of the development. But at the same time, there's a need of smaller cities to learn and to go to bigger cities and bring the solutions for their own reality. So this network is vital, and CIVINET Iberia can bring it for sure.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see the next steps. We just started really at the beginning of this year with the network, and it's so exciting to already see so many active ambassadors like yourself. So I'm really excited for the coming years and seeing how we can really bring in those cities who maybe aren't usually in the forum of these type of events and in these networks. So, and thank you, of course, for your help in doing that. So, Cristina, I want to talk a little bit more about innovation because this is really your field. This is what you do. And so how do you think that innovation and digital transformation is shaping the way your city is tackling central challenges? And how can you ensure that it's also accessible?
Mm-hmm. Well, you asked me about Las Rozas, but in fact, at this moment, I would say that many cities in Spain are running in this race for innovation, for incorporating the best and newest technology in their territories. Yes, we are, every city is in this race. But Las Rozas has been able to anticipate a little bit and provide mechanisms for two things. One, the city can incorporate innovation in the services it provides to citizens, and another, to be quick. Because although it may seem obvious, the management in the administration is very, very slow. And it's not so easy that something that could be implemented or developed in a reasonable time in the end becomes obsolete because of the time that the administration manages. So Las Rozas Innova as a public company, but a public enterprise in reality, is the tool that the city needs to implement these things. No? So it was decided to create this public company, Las Rozas Innova, and a public entity that develops innovation and also manages it, not only buy a product. So it incorporates projects, as I mentioned before, innovation projects as services with artificial intelligence, blockchain, or deep learning for energy management, or to take care of people as well with this AI technology. Or, for example, it launches carpooling or car sharing projects, always in the Las Rozas company. Or transport on demand, for example, digital twins. So all these kind of technologies, new technologies, innovations, and so on, applied to the citizens, applied to the city, but through the public company. So as well as money is not unlimited, Las Rozas Innova also is in charge of the fundraising. So in the last 2 years, it has raised funding the projects worth more than 20 million euros because we as well go to European projects, next generation funding, and so on. So money is important.
Money is important, yes. Yeah, wonderful. And Pedro, can you tell me a little bit more maybe about a specific project that you're working on that you want to kind of highlight in this episode?
Yes, I think that I can refer because it's a very interesting project, a project that was developed last year in Braga called Pacification. That project was supported by European funds, and it mainly allowed us to reward the use of bicycle in the city. So we had this system that can monitorize the bike users in the city and can reward their shift from the car to the bicycle. So as much as they cycle, as much as they want money, real money, vouchers to spend in our local shops. And the main difference between this project and some others that I knew meanwhile is that this one has a double certification of the ride. So the ride was certified by the app and by the cell phone, but at the same time it was certified by the beacon that was put in each bike, so that this double check allow us to know exactly how many kilometers that users ride. So right now we have data from at least 500 cyclists in the city that we are using to understand where are the main lanes or the main streets that cyclists use, and then to improve the conditions for cycling in those streets. So there is a main construction work right now in Braga, in one of our main streets, that was justified, at least that part of cycle lanes, by the use of cyclists in this project. We discovered that street particularly was one of the most used streets, even without the cycle lane.
So then you could get buy-in to put better infrastructure up based on that data.
So we are following the idea of a data-driven decision. So we are using data to improve the decisions that the municipality makes.
Really interesting project. Thanks for sharing. And did you see people really get excited about getting the money, the vouchers?
A lot.
Yeah.
Really
They're like, hey, money.
Money is everything.
Like,
money is everything.
And there was this ranking, and people were fighting to get to the top of the ranking.
Cool.
Even if that ranking doesn't bring them more money, because they wanted to be the first one. Mm-hmm. So there is also this gamification process that it was quite interesting. Mm-hmm. So we had these different levels of analysis, like the data, but also the social impact, how people from the beginning to the end of the project start using bikes for good at their everyday for their everyday commute.
Yeah.
So it was a very interesting project.
Really cool project. We've solved user behavior problems, right? Just give people money and then they'll change their behavior. That's the lesson?
That's the lesson.
Okay.
Well, I think that the lesson is we need to support people on their change of behavior.
Yeah.
The behavior change must be supported somehow. If it is with money, if it is with being... Because there are other studies that show us that if you can change our behavior for at least 3 months, and we discover that change of behavior, it's good, you will maintain that change of behavior.
3 months.
Yeah, because they get in the habit. Yeah.
Get the habit. Mm-hmm. So we had this pilot project for 4 months, and 30% of the people that use the Pacification and start using bikes kept that habit after the project, even without money. So we needed that boost to make them change from their car to the bike.
Very interesting. Cool project. Thanks so much for sharing. Cristina, also, I'm wondering what maybe projects or in different ways Las Rozas can serve as an example for other cities. What lessons have you learned that can be passed on to other cities?
Well, the very creation of the innovation company is an agile mean for innovation.
Yeah.
It's been studied by other cities. So that's true. It's not a foundation. It's not an innovation agency. Being a company has its advantages. But on the other hand, creating the atmosphere of innovation, connecting the ecosystem of companies and academia, generates talent that it's being consumed by ourselves, by the company, by the city, but also exported to other companies. And it's a very good self-growth model. That's true. We try to create this talent with all this atmosphere of innovation with the companies and so on. There is also an idea of adding municipalities around Las Rozas to take advantage of the synergies, because with the technological Madrid West, I am going to explain the MOT, Madrid Oeste Tecnológico in Spanish, that is tricky word, the MIT in Massachusetts Institute of Technology, the MOT. We have created a region with 4 municipalities that is in the west of Madrid, Madrid Oeste Tecnológico, that has the same characteristics, the same quality of life, quality of education, and so on, to make synergies with the universities, the companies, technological companies, and so on, to create this other atmosphere of innovation as well, to boost innovation projects. So the MOD is our main project, just now to boost and to continue to launch innovation projects in a region, not only in the municipality, and could have multiplied the positive effects that innovation could have in the municipality. And I could tell you that Las Rozas leads groups of working sessions in RECI, in the Red de Ciudades Inteligentes of Spain, RECI. So we export our knowledge and our experience in this net as well to continue with these projects in our municipalities around Madrid and around all Spain. So we involve them in bigger projects. So, yeah.
Yeah, very good examples to share with other cities, of course. So, what do you think, maybe to both of you, what do you think would be the advantages of having an entity like Las Rozas Innova as a company versus as maybe just an innovation office within the city? What are those advantages of having the company?
Well, as I said, having a municipal company, it's an advantage overall to speed the processes, the procedures, and the purchase procedures. Because the administration is so long, so slowly movements. So you take so many time to
get
so
things
long
solved.
to have anything. So to have a public company it's
much faster.
It belongs to municipality, so it's the same, but the procedures are different. So it's a very, very good advantage.
Yeah,
and I think
like
Las Rozas Innova is the only public company of innovation that exists in Spain. So it's only for innovation projects. All the other services to the citizens are already done with the municipality. Because itself is the municipality. So
it's a very good idea, a good structure to speed up.
The innovation, the other thing that could not have been immediate or necessary or so on, it's innovation. So a poor city don't do innovation. But to align the innovation in another company, public company, it's a very good idea.
Yeah,
and it works.
It works.
We can demonstrate.
We have the pilot here in Spain, it works well. Good. Yeah, thanks. Speed is so important right now when we're facing such fast targets, let's say. So very good tip there. Pedro, what do you think when you're speaking about Braga? What comes to mind as kind of your biggest challenge or need that Braga is facing, especially when it comes to sustainable mobility, of course? And what steps is Braga kind of taking to encourage these changes?
Well, challenges are several, but regarding sustainable mobility, I would say that we are talking about reducing the number of cars in the city.
Well, nobody else has a similar challenge, I'm sure.
It's not the purpose itself, but it's the problems that the cars bring to the city. Okay, so right now we have like 70% of our movements, of our commuting is made by car. like we have like 60% of our movements in the city above 3 kilometers are made by car. So we don't even have these short distances made by other modes that not the car. So one thing takes to another. We have a lot of cars, so we have these problems with public transportation system because we are not this big city. We are a medieval city, so our streets are narrow. We cannot put streets dedicated to only buses or only public transportation if we don't give them solutions to make their everyday movements without their car. So to reduce car, that's a challenge, but we have to improve the other modes of transportation. And right now we are improving cycling. We are implementing several kilometers of cycle lanes. We are improving and modernizing our public transport company. We are making more service, more buses with newer buses, electric buses. Right now we have more or less 30% of our fleet is electric already, but we think that in the next, until 2030, we will have 100% of the fleet to be electric. Okay, that kind of thing doesn't remove cars, but gives comfort to the passenger. That's one of the things that the passenger needs most, is to feel comfortable in their everyday travel. So it's not easy to answer to your question, but if we start to remove cars, if we start to have less cars in the city, we will have no traffic jam. We will have better public transportation. We will have space for cycling. So we have to make these progresses in the next year. So sure.
And what you're doing is giving everyone money. That's the steps you're taking.
in a pilot way, but money is an essential part of that.
Of course.
People need to understand that if they use public transportation for the everyday travel, they will not spend as much as they spend in their car. A car is expensive. The fuel is expensive. The car needs parking that is expensive. So there's a lot of money issues here that the city needs to give other alternatives to the citizens that are with lower costs and makes the same way that the car makes.
And more healthy.
And more healthy.
Obviously. Very important, of course, too.
It's demonstrated.
At the end, the challenge is not to reduce cars. Mm-hmm. The challenge is to improve the quality of life of the citizens.
Exactly.
So that's the main goal. But it's not a challenge. It's our goal is to improve the quality of lives of the citizens. We understand that the car is against the quality of lives of the citizens. So if we understand that, we need to act on that.
Exactly. Ways that way.
Well put to differentiate that, the goal and the challenge. So I want, because the CIVINET is very focused on this kind of collaboration between Spain and Portugal. And I want to ask you both, what do you think can be done to foster more collaboration between Spain and Portugal?
Yeah, networks like CIVINET helps a lot to share experiences and not to start from scratch in many initiatives. I mean, it's not good to start from zero, but having another examples as Braga, to start with already experiences demonstrated and so on, and making policies that have already been successful. But that's true that there are other alternatives. For example, ICC, International City Challenge, not only with Portugal, but with other countries and cities in the rest of the European countries. And Horizon Europe projects as well, because there you can collaborate with many other countries and cities in the same topics. And even you can get money because all these nets are financed. So you ask for money and you submit your proposals, and you can get money to implement this kind of policies with real projects, implementations, maybe with if you need as well infrastructure or, I don't know, other things, you can be financed. It's not exclusively with Portugal, but as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And for there are some, we have said before, we have in Europe calls only exclusive for the south of Europe, the southern countries of Europe. So we have characteristics, similar characteristics, and we are connected in our railways and transport. So it's obvious to implement projects in this sense.
Makes all the sense.
Yeah.
Is language is similar, but it's still a little bit of a challenge between you all?
No. Well,
it's fine.
It is a challenge, but it happens a lot to conversations between Spanish and Portuguese people to speak in English.
So if you make the effort, you can understand the main percentage of the conversation. But that's true that it's not exactly.
But the problem is from the Portuguese side. We don't make ourselves understood.
No, at all.
Yeah, Portuguese sounds a little bit more like mumbly to me.
Do you think so?
Everyone understands Spanish, but Portuguese are not so easy to understand. No. But I think that is not a barrier, and is something that connects us.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that our countries are neighbor countries. We divide a lot of history. We shared a lot of traditions, a lot of ways to look at the cities and look at the worlds that are common. So I really think that if we, as a Portuguese city, need to find similar examples in Europe, first thing to do is look at Spain. Look at Spain, try to understand, because the realities are much more alike than if we are going to, I don't know, if Braga goes to Helsinki and try to Turku and tries to compare things, the way of living is totally different.
Yeah, that's true.
Between Spain and Portugal, we are much more close.
And in the frontier, there are many people who goes from cities in Portugal who come to Spain to work and come back at night and things like that, because they're really near. Some cities are really, really near in two different countries, but they need to connect themselves.
We have a trans-frontier region.
Exactly.
In Chaves, in the north of Portugal, to Galicia, I think. There's a trans-frontier community that works on both sides of the frontier. So we are quite close.
And mobility is actually one of the best ways to connect those too, right? Yeah. So to connect the two countries.
Needs to connect.
Yeah.
Mobility exists to connect.
Exactly. Good sentence.
Excellent. If we are so close, we need to be connected.
Exactly.
For sure.
Yeah, very, very good words. Now, the last full question in my interview that I have is really around a fun exercise. So, if you have 3 words to describe how you want your city to develop by the year 2030, what would those words be? Cristina?
I think sustainable, as well accessible, maybe digital.
Yeah. Pedro?
Well, for me, I don't know if it's for my way of thinking. For me, I would love to have a city that is calm, it's green, and is enjoyable.
Yeah.
Can we take the 6?
Yeah.
Instead of 3?
Yeah.
Can we make the match?
You also want Las Rozas to be calm and enjoyable and green.
And I really want also Braga to be sustainable, accessible, and digital. So.
Yeah. Okay, I allow it. Six combined, right? Because you're better together.
Exactly.
Very good. I want to ask you if there's anything else that we missed today in the conversation. I like to give the guests an open floor in case you really feel like you have something that you're passionate about. You don't have to take it. Did we miss anything in the interview?
I don't.
Okay. Perfect. Don't have to take it then. All right. With that, then we'll just roll into our next segment, which is called Roll with the Punches. It's my favorite segment, actually, to do. It's really fun. Christina's worried about it. Roll with the punches. Answer this or that questions quickly and with your first instincts. So Pedro, you will answer first, and then Cristina, you will follow, and then we'll just go quickly through. And then at the end, if you want to explain any of your answers, you can. Are you ready?
No.
Exactly, no.
Yes. Okay.
Go out there.
All right. Active mobility incentives or shared mobility systems?
Shared mobility system.
Yeah, I agree. Shared mobility system.
Autonomous vehicles or improved public transport?
Improve public transport.
Autonomous vehicles, because they are more innovative.
Pedestrian zones or green corridors?
Pedestrian zones.
Green corridors.
Yeah.
Green air and calm. And
Green and calm, yeah. Electric cars or hydrogen fuel cell vehicles?
I would go for hydrogen.
Hydrogen.
The electric ones, because it's just now we are in
It's
that.
happening. It's happening right now.
Yeah. Change.
A sailing ship or a hot air balloon for intercontinental travel?
A sailing ship. I don't have
An air balloon?
Balloon.
Electric bikes.
Not allowed.
No, Bertie ports.
We'll go with balloon for you, yeah?
Okay.
Teleportation or time traveling trains?
Time traveling trains.
Time travel trains. Okay. I go with you.
Oh, at least if they are not Portuguese style trains.
Yeah. Mediterranean Sea or Atlantic Ocean?
Oh, that's a question. Both.
Not allowed.
Mediterranean. The Atlantic in Portugal is too cold.
Too cold.
That's true. But has the fruit of the mare, the marisco, better?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I know.
Okay. Very good. Do you want to explain any of your answers?
No.
No. You just leave it at that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Don't worry, we won't quote you on this later on. So, no, but you committed to hydrogen vehicles.
Now you're pointing electric vehicles. Then.
Yeah. Exactly. Now we're to the final question, and it's a question we ask every single guest in every single episode, and it's the question to you: what is a smart city?
Okay. If I can start?
Of course.
Yes.
Yes, go ahead.
Well, for me, a smart city is a city that can offer the citizens the best quality of life with the minimum impact on the planet.
Short and sweet.
Yeah. I could like my city to be an extension of my own house. A balance between security, comfort, technology. But if I were in my house, in my living room,
it's an extension of your living room.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's an extension
Feel
of
at
my
home.
own house.
Yeah.
That's a really smart city.
That'd be great.
You must have a very smart home.
And big.
Yeah. Very good. Well put. I love that question because I always get really interesting examples and answers. So with that, that's all I have for you today. I hope that you also enjoyed yourselves a little bit. I really enjoyed talking to you. Thank you very much for joining me today and for sharing your insights and experiences. And also, I want to give a little shout out if you're a city or other stakeholder interested in getting involved with the CIVINET. We will put the respective links in the show notes. You can reach out to us directly, get involved with these great people here. So thank you very much for joining us today. I hope you come back sometime onto the podcast.
Thank you to you.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
The pleasure was all mine. And to all of our listeners, don't forget you can always create a free account on babel-smartcities.eu, and you can find out more about projects, solutions, implementations, and more. So thank you very much. Thank you all for listening. I'll see you at the next stop on the journey to a better urban life.